Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Vedic Living. Today, we'll be talking about the Venus-Mars transit that's happening in Cancer. Both the planets are transiting together. So this is an important event that's happening in the sky right now. Before we go any further, I do want to tell you that my website, www.vedicliving.com, make sure you sign up for my free newsletter, and it is going to be sent out every month, and you get a lot of information as part of this newsletter. All right, so let's talk about this Mars-Venus transit happening in Cancer. Venus is in Cancer from May 30th till July 7th, and Mars will leave Cancer on July 1st. So the whole month of June, Venus and Mars are transiting together in the sign of Cancer. Now, this is important because Mars is debilitated in Cancer. It's in its weakest position. It doesn't do well there. Okay. What does Cancer rule? It rules your family, your home, your security, your protection, your place where you're comfortable. It is a highly sensitive sign. When people have a lot of planets in Cancer, or they have their ascendant in Cancer or moon in Cancer, they're very sensitive. They feel things from their surroundings. They can take on energies from around them. So this is a very sensitive sign. So having Mars there, of course, Mars being the planet of action and anger and impulsiveness, it is weak in the sign. It likes to be in more of a stronger sign like Aries or Capricorn, where it can do something, not in a water sign like Cancer. So Mars is weak. So what does that mean? You feel a lack of energy. You feel a lack of willpower sometimes. Now, here's the other side of this, though. Cancer is ruled by Moon, which is a very fast-moving planet. So what happens is all these feelings that I'm talking about is fleeting. It comes and goes because that's what the Moon rules, right? It's quick change. It rules the tides, right? So it's like up and down all the time. So you feel these sudden upheavals of anger and frustration at things, lack of willpower. You feel, upset about things. But then, because of Venus in Cancer, there is a wave of, wanting to make peace with things, wanting to make up, wanting to, find the kind of like the silver lining in the situation, because both these planets are opposites. And that's why they are in a planetary war. They are in a Graha Yuddha, which means a planetary war. Mars Mars rules the action side of things, and Venus rules the softness of things, right? Venus rules relationships, peace, love, and beauty. Mars rules war and violence and action. So when they both come together, there's always this up and down with these two kind of energies around the world too. You will see these sudden feelings like there's going to be a war or there's going to be a conflict. And then all of a sudden you'll find out that it's been resolved, right? There are these sudden changes happening in these two areas all around you. And there will also be conflict that you will see in various places because the sign of Cancer is very sensitive. So people's feelings and emotions are on an edge, right? They're not able to take their time to understand what they're feeling. They act impulsively, and that causes problems. And then because Venus is there, they also try to make up, right? They try to find forgiveness and find peace. So this is a very volatile combination happening in Cancer. Now, another reason why this is even more strong is because of the nodes. Okay, look at Rahu. Rahu is right now in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Ketu is in Libra, ruled by Venus. And the two dispositors, so when a certain planet is ruled by another planet, that's called the dispositor of that planet. So the nodes are having the dispositors, Rahu and Ketu are having the dispositors, Mars and Venus. So the dispositors of the nodes are together in the sign of Cancer, and one of them is debilitated. This is why you will see in your life in the month of June, all of a sudden things are like, not happening as you wanted them to. It's up and down. Okay, but if you have other positive, strong aspects going on in your chart, other good transits, it could combat it. It could, kind of make this feeling lesser. There's no doubt about that. Now, there is this lack of energy, though, because Mars being debilitated. And I also want to say that because Moon rules Cancer, what happens is every week or so, Moon's going to be in either Libra and Scorpio, or it's going to be in Aries and Taurus. So what happens is when it's in Libra, Moon is ruled by Venus, and Venus is in Moon sign. So there's a Parivartana yoga happening there. And then when Moon moves into Scorpio, it's ruled by Mars. Mars is in Cancer, which is ruled by Moon. So again, there's a Parivartana yoga. So throughout the month of June, you see these Parivartana yogas happening. What does that mean? It means that things are constantly shifting. A Parivartana yoga is a mutual exchange of energies. So what that means is that, you think something is a certain way, you start believing it, but because it's a mutual exchange of energies, it turns out to be something completely different from what you believed. So, you're going through these ups and downs and emotions because of this. So hang in there, because on July 1st, when Mars moves into Leo, this energy will subside. It'll get much better. Okay. So I want you to remember that planets are constantly moving. Even if it is causing some issues right now, there's a positive to it. Venus is in Cancer, Venus ruling love and relationships. It does give you the ability to kind of find the peace or a common ground when there is an argument happening. You may argue with your spouse or you may have disagreements, but there will be a yearning or a need from inside to find the peace. So that's good. So I look at that as a blessing, because instead of Mars just by itself being in Cancer, we have Venus there, which is kind of bringing a sense of, you know what, we need to work through this. We need to find a middle ground here. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right, so that's my predictions for Mars and Venus transiting in Cancer. Go to my website, pull up my free chart calculator, and look in your chart to see what the sign Cancer is for you, because that's the area you will see most of these things happening in. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and don't forget to subscribe.